Tropical storm Helene is rapidly strengthening in the Caribbean Sea and is expected to become a hurricane later today. Residents here in Cuba took measures to protect their belongings and reinforce wooden bridges before the arrival of the storm. It'll unleash mudslides and flooding on the Caribbean island. Sheets of rain began lashing western Cuba yesterday, prompting authorities to shut down schools, close ports, and recall fishing boats. There's a lot that goes into forecasting a hurricane: radar, satellite imagery, even airplanes. The hurricane hunters are home to some of the bravest pilots out there flying right into storms to help collect life-saving information. And our Gage Goulding out there flying right into storms to help collect life-saving information. And our Gage Goulding is just hours away from joining the hurricane hunters as they fly into Helene. Joining us live from Biloxi, Mississippi, where the hurricane hunters are based. Good morning, Gage. How are you feeling about flying into a storm?
Good morning. I'm excited. I don't know if a lot of people would share that same emotion about being excited to fly into a torrential storm like Helene is forecasted to rapidly intensify to. You know, we're looking at a Category 3 storm right now with wind speeds up to 120 miles an hour. But this is truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's rare, it's unique to see both the scientific aspect that goes into their flight, but also the fact that they're flying into such a destructive storm. We always look at the aftermath of a hurricane, right? And I think it's a real eye-opener to what Mother Nature can do, and to be able to fly into that ahead of time, I think it's a real incredible opportunity to see what goes behind it.
Gage, for people who are watching this and saying, why would they do that? What exactly is it that they accomplish by flying into the storm?
So there's only so much that satellite imagery and radar can do, right? You know, when you think about it, these storms are over large bodies of water, and the tools are pretty good, but they need some real concrete data. We're talking about pressure, we're talking about wind speeds. And flying into these storms, they can get that not only from the instruments on the aircraft, but they drop down little, in layman's terms, like transmitters, right? That pick up on some of that information. Like, it'll tell whether the pressure's dropping or rising, and dropping pressure means the storm could be intensifying. They can really get a good hone in on the direction of the storm. Is it wobbling, you know, east and west, or is it going on a different path? Plus, how fast is the storm moving? That's a big one too, because how much time do we have to prepare in the United States or in the Caribbean? That's an important part of it too. So a lot of that data is fed right back to Miami at the National Hurricane Center, where they kind of feed that into the other assets, and they come up with a really good forecast.
Yeah, so you're saying that this helps them forecast the impacts so that we can prepare for it just shortly before it makes landfall.
Yeah, we have a really good read on it thanks to the constant around-the-clock work that the hurricane hunters do. We're talking like every 3 hours they're taking off and continuously getting updates. So we're on just one of those flights, and yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. So these are scientists, but we're also talking about daredevils. So how did the hurricane hunters come about?
Believe it or not, it was all over a dare. Back in the 1940s, two pilots dared each other to fly into a hurricane, and that's kind of when they found out that, hey, this can be done. And then, you know, as years go on, there's actual weather reconnaissance that happens. So the 403rd Airlift Wing is a wing of the United States Air Force. The 53rd Weather Reconnaissance Squadron is just a component of that wing. So it's just a part of what goes on here. But what started out as a dare many years ago has turned into what could be the most life-saving aspect of forecasting hurricanes. And I will say this is the world's only flying weather reconnaissance unit that operates on a routine basis. So this is something very special that we have happening right here, and that we're going to bring to you a rare and unique experience and view to see how this all happens.
Well, that is really exciting, Gage, and we hope that you stay safe. We can't wait to see more of your reporting with the hurricane hunters. That's super cool.
Thanks so much, Haley. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back right after this.
Today we are launching season 6 of our award-winning true crime docuseries, The Evidence Room. This KPRC2 Plus original series takes you inside some of the most notorious crimes our area has ever seen. We focus on those cases that have advanced victims' rights or led to changes in the law. Joining us is KPRC2 investigator Robert Arnold to talk about the upcoming season. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
You have something different planned for the start of this season.
Right.